Municipal representatives from across the Northwest are gathered in Fort Francis for the 2022 Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association Conference. It marks the first time in 3 years that many mayors, councillors, and others have been able to gather in person. Adam Riley has the details from days 1 and 2 of the conference.
It took some time, but members of the Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association are meeting in person, discussing the issues that affect the communities they represent and the region as a whole. And while policy was top of mind, actually seeing each other in person was definitely a talking point.
It's nice to be together, and we have our own local issues in the Northwest, and we're able to share them together in person for a change. It's fantastic.
Being together face to face and building those relationships again outside of MS Teams or Zoom is really important.
There's just energy, there's excitement, and you just accomplish so much more when you're together, as opposed to, I think the novelty of the Zoom meeting wore off about 18 months ago, to be quite honest.
2022 is a special year for the conference as it falls right before a provincial election. In years previous, this has often led to in-person visits by the leaders of some of the parties. However, this year, none physically showed, and instead sent recorded messages, which left many, including NOMA President Wendy Landry, underwhelmed.
That's a bit disappointing from a Northwest perspective. We like it when the leaders come to the corners of our part of the province to remind them where we are, to remind them that the issues are different. But I mean, you know, they attended virtually, they brought their messages virtually, but I assure you that NOMA's at the table with all of these leaders and making sure they've heard our concerns.
A highlight of day one was the keynote address on truth and reconciliation from motivational speaker Stan Wesley, which managed to get attendees up on their feet and moving around, something not often seen at conferences like this. Landry says it's a topic that hits home for her and something that many municipalities within NOMA are each working to address.
As a First Nations woman, that's something that's important to me as well. So knowing our truth. Stan Wesley talked today about knowing the truth and knowing those stories of our Auntie Ednas and how we can relate to all of us having an auntie who has a story in the history of the Northwest, especially. So I think that you know, the message today was welcoming and fun at the same time.
But this fellow was interesting because I think I saw his first presentation a few years ago, but this one kind of really brought it home, and he made it kind of interesting.
Day two had attendees sitting in on seminars on issues and projects that affect communities in the region, including transportation of nuclear waste, forestry, climate change, and tourism. Adam Riley, TBT News.